Hey there, guys. Welcome back. I wanted to kind of pick something up. It's been a bit since I've done one of these, but I was looking through the ones that I've done, and I realized I'm up to. I figured I'd do another team collection video, and I'm up to the Vancouver Canucks. Now I got some interesting ones sitting here. And before I get into them, I would just like to I'd like to welcome you all. And if you're new, I'd like to welcome you also. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully you're able to make it all the way through. And if you enjoy it, don't be afraid to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And because I would greatly appreciate it to have you be a part of the channel. And before I get into these two, this is a team that it's they identity crisis, kind of. They kind of have a little bit of an identity crisis because they have changed colors so many times throughout their franchise history. It is insane. And it's a combination of all kinds of different things. And they've went from interesting looking jerseys to really ugly ones, all that good stuff. But or as Shannon the hockey guide said, if you go to a Canucks game, it looks like Skittles, because you'll see green, you'll see blues, you'll see yellow, black and red, orange, marigold. You'll see a whole bunch of different colors. But and I got a few of them here that are definitely some interesting looks. So what do you say we jump right into this? Now, the first jersey that I have in the Canucks team collection here is this bad boy. This, of course, is one of the first ones, it was like one of the first jerseys they made in their history. It's the stick and rink. And I mean, the colors are, it's interesting, the colors they chose. But they don't look bad. But I remember this was, a lot of people weren't too crazy about this back when it came in, because they looked at this and they thought, okay, what is that? A lot of people weren't quite sure. But, obviously, you got, this is supposed to be the skating rink, the stick, obviously. And it's an interesting looking, it's a really interesting look. And the colors, I think the colors are cool. I really do. I mean, the blue looks nice. The green and the white, it does. It kind of looks, it looks like a halfway decent looking jersey, even though back in the day a lot of people thought it was boring. But I don't know, when it comes to boring, I think in comparison to one of the next couple here, I think maybe they would have rather wanted to have stuck with boring. Now, they had that stick and rink up until, I believe it was 1979. And then I believe the designers of the Canucks at the time, I don't know if they were smoking weed. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were high on. I do not know. But you go from the stick and rink and that nice blue, and you go to the ugliest jersey probably of all time. We go to this. They went from the stick and rink to this. The Flying V. Now, like I said, I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were high on something or what. I don't know what got into their heads to come up with this, but it kind of makes you wonder, if they were on if they were on something or not. Now, I mean, the logo is cool. I mean, they designed the logo. The logo looks cool. The skate logo is nice. But wow, I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. But I love this. I love this jersey. I really do. I had seen this on Sports K for a long time, and I thought, no, I'm not going to get it. Now, mind you, this one, let's show you the less ugly version. The less ugly version, of course, is this one. This is the black one, which, of course, is, and it's got, same, the skate logo there and all that. Now, I had bought this one. I had this one for a while before I got this one. And this one, I mean, this one actually is nice. I mean, this one is actually pretty nice looking. I mean, the black, it looks better. It looks better with black. And, I mean, I had this, I got this one first. But I had looked on Sports K for the longest time, and I had seen this. And they always had it, it was available in my size for the longest time, and I kept saying, no, I can't do it. I can't. It's so ugly, I can't do it. But then the more I looked at it, and the more I realized, no, I have to have this because it is so ugly. Because the conversation starter that this thing is, and trust me, when I have worn this, and yes, I have worn this out in public, and people have looked at me and have been like, what in the hell is that? And then I get into it. And then I get into talking about it. Now, of course, Brendan from BW Hockey, check his channel out. His channel is awesome. His favorite team is the Vancouver Canucks. So I know this team collection I think he'll appreciate. But yeah, I had seen this for the longest time. I'd say probably at least a year on Sports K before I finally pulled the trigger on it. And I'm so glad that I did. Especially now that the vintage CCMs, they're not being made anymore. The interesting thing is people in Vancouver. I mean, we have them both. They both are phenomenal. I love both of these. What I find interesting is a lot of Vancouver Canuck fans, they'd like to see these come back in the current colors, which in other words would mean that this one here would probably be, you would probably have the main part of the body being green with white and blue as the V. And then this one, you'd have like the white and green be part of the V and this part being blue. If they made these in the current Canuck colors, they would look like graduation gowns. All you would need is get the flat top hat and put a tassel on it, and you've got grad gowns. That's what these would look like if you made these in the current Canuck colors. Now, it would be interesting to see exactly what these would look like in Canuck colors, but I don't know if a lot of people really would want to see what they would look like in Canuck colors, because, yeah, that'd be real interesting. So they had the flying V's for a while, but then they finally kind of went to something a little bit more sensible, and this came out. I love this. I really love this. I would love to see this particular version in an Adidas. You'll see one of those. Here in a little bit. But I love this. They put the logo on the front, but something about Vancouver. You have to have a V on there, otherwise nobody's going to know where you're from. If you don't have a V on there, nobody's going to know. If we don't have a V, nobody's going to know we're from Vancouver. No, you'll know you're from Vancouver if you've seen the Flying V's. But they moved the V up here. Now, I do not have the home version of this. This was the road jersey. I do not have the home version of this, which is marigold. That was a jersey I could have gotten a while back. And I had seen it. It was in a 2XL. I didn't have the money at the time. And then when I'm like, okay. I finally, I had the money to go and buy it. Of course, did they have it? Nope, all gone. I would love to have the marigold version of this. This is fantastic. And the marigold version of this is awesome too. That one, I wish I had that one, but I don't, unfortunately. But I'm very glad that I have this one. This one is very nice. Of course, the back. And it's neat. I really like this. I think this would look fantastic in an Adidas. Even with the V's on the shoulders, I think this would look fantastic in an Adidas. Whether or not they'll ever do it, I don't think so, but yeah, this one, absolutely fabulous. But then they made a little bit of a change. They decided we're gonna change the colors around a little bit. And this came out. This one being probably one of their more popular ones. And it does. It pops. This is one I like too. It's black with the marigold and red. Now, this pops a lot better than the orange version of this one. With the instead of the red here, it's orange like the last one. And then this one does. It pops a lot more. But again, no V's. They took the V's off. They decided we're going to take the V's off of here. So, and the reason why that people in Vancouver, they love this jersey, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals in it, 1994. It's another reason why a lot of them like the Flying V jersey, because they went to the Stanley Cup Final was it 1980? I'm trying to remember. I know it was one of the 4 Islander Cups. But yeah, they went to the finals in this. And so needless to say, it's pretty popular. And again, I like this jersey too. But again, you've got the color changes. You went from the marigold black and orange to now you went from the marigold yellow to black and red. And again, awesome looking jersey. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they went back to this as their regular logo. I think that could be interesting, but yeah. But then they decided to go from this, and they decided to make another change. So, a couple years after going to the Stanley Cup Finals, I believe it was 1997, they bring in Mark Messier, who of course, won the Stanley Cup with the Rangers in 1994. But so they bring him in, and this is when they unveil this. They changed the logo. And they go with an orca. And I remember when this came out, when they unveiled this logo. Now, I mean, this was 1997. I was in my first year in college. And they unveiled this logo. And I thought, what? Why? I couldn't understand. I literally was like, why? Why would they do this? Now, it's interesting. With this one, they brought the stick and rink back. They put the stick and rink on the shoulders. So they kind of wanted to go back to their original roots, in a way. So they put the stick and rink on the shoulder. But not a lot of people really understood this. They don't know why they went with this. Now, again, I don't mind. I think the combination is interesting. But I mean, again, they changed the color. They went with this navy blue, this kind of burgundy, and then they got the bright blue there, and this silver, the silky silver material, which I like that. I kind of wish Adidas would do more stuff like that. I mean, they did it on the Nashville Predators reverse retro, but yeah, I mean that's a nice little material. But we couldn't figure out exactly why they went with that. And it's interesting that a lot of people, I guess, in Vancouver, they saw this and they saw it as a corporate logo. They weren't too crazy about it. They thought, why would, because, I mean, they were owned at the time by, what was the company name? Orca Bay, I think, if I remember right. Let me know. If any of you know that, let me know that in the comments section to make sure. But I think it was Orca Bay at the time who owned them, and that's where this kind of came in. And it's interesting how you have, you've got the orca here, busting out of the water. Now it's interesting. This obviously it's supposed to be. I mean, I think that was supposed to be ice. Because, you've got, the little shards of what I'm thinking is supposed to be ice there with the crack going through. But, and this was a logo that honestly it took me a bit to warm up to. It was just one of those things. It was like, I don't know. It was really odd. It was definitely an odd looking jersey at the time, odd looking logo at the time. And of course, this, is made by CCM, as are most of the ones that you've seen already. But then they decided, and they had this up until, I believe it was up until they eventually went back to, let me grab this. They kind of then went back as a throwback, and they brought this one back. They went back to the stick and rink again. And this thing, which people thought was boring back then, this one, when this came out in, what was it, 2010s? I'm trying to remember exactly when this came back. But, and of course, CCM. But when this came back, this thing sold like crazy. I mean, crazy. And that's kind of when they kind of got the idea that they wanted to go away from, they kind of wanted to go away from this particular color scheme. So when Reebok came in, 2007, I think. It's 2007? 2008. Wait a minute. I'm drawing a blank on when exactly Reebok started now. But with the success of the the throwback stick and rink, they decided they decided, okay, we're gonna make another change again. So they decided they're gonna go back to their old colors, and this came out. This, of course, this is the Reebok version. The only Reebok Canucks jersey that I have, and of course, they put the stick and rink here. They put the stick and rink on the back on the shoulder. Now they modernized it. I do not have the Reebok version with this on it, but they kind of modernized the stick and rink. As you can see, it's a little different looking. They actually a more prominent looking C, but again, and they kind of altered the colors a little bit. They went with white here, and honestly, I think this particular logo, the color wise, I think looks better than the other one. But of course, nobody's gonna know we're from Vancouver, so But instead of putting V's, they put the whole name. Everybody's got to know we're from Vancouver, so we have Vancouver. Now, I remember when this came out, I was like, why would they put the name over the top? Couldn't exactly figure that out. But they decided we're going to put Vancouver over the top because, like I said, who's going to know where we're from? So they made that one. But then when Adidas came in, they made a change that was definitely a little better. So Adidas comes in. Adidas starts making the jerseys from Reebok. And Vancouver, they don't do a whole lot. They make one simple change, and that's all it took, and the jersey looks phenomenal. And you've got this. They took the word mark off of the jersey. They made the logo look bigger, and it looks fantastic. I love this jersey. And of course, it's the original colors, original kind of design. Now the stick and rink, they made a little different looking. They made the modernized stick and rink, but they made it white. Now I have been looking, and I would like to get the prime green version of this, because I mean it's kind of that malleable shoulder logo. The prime green one, of course, it's fully embroidered, and I would like to get that one at some point. But for right now, I have this one, and this is nice. This is very nice. The colors, and again, I love this one better than the Marc Messier era looking one. But yeah, I mean this is the Adidas version, and the logo looks so much better. With you take the word mark off, you make the logo bigger. It looks so much better. It looks so much nicer, and this to me is one of the best ones that they've done. I think this is fantastic. I love the logo. The colors are fantastic. And again, I mean you can't really go wrong. I mean that's they don't really need to change a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, was really glad that they took the word mark off of this one. So when they went to Adidas, of course, they changed, they took the word mark off, and, they put the stick and rink on the shoulder. And they had a Reebok version of the stick and rink. That one I didn't have. But I was able to get the Adidas version of the stick and rink. This is, it's cool. It's cool. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting because, you've got the C. You can see the C here all the way around. You got a slanted stick for whatever reason. And, all they did, they they took the original Stick and Rink logo, they modernized it, made it look a more prominent C. But then they're like, what else can we do here? Oh, just put lines around this. Just put lines around the stick. That's perfect. Let's slant the stick a little bit, put lines around it. Okay, fine. We're good. Good. Is that it? Good. Let me out of this office. So this came out. Now the sleeves and the bottom obviously are a little different. I think if they would have gone with the design that they have on their home jersey, if they would have went with that on this, I think that would have made it look just a little better. But I mean, this still isn't that bad. And at least, you've got, something that breaks up all that green. And of course it's the same down here. At least it breaks up all that green. But if you threw a little bit of white in here on the sleeves and down on the bottom, I think that would look fantastic. And of course you have, we are all Canucks. And yeah, just very, very cool design. I definitely don't mind this. And I think they still have this. They've made a prime green version of this one. I think that, if I could find it, maybe I'd get it. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool, that's actually a pretty cool little Stick and Rink design. Well, then Vancouver decided, well, we need a little, we'd like to have a little alternate. And they did this, I think they did this initially for their 50th year. They're like, okay, we need, we kind of want to go back to one of the old jerseys for our 50th anniversary. And they decided, okay, we'll go back to the skate logo with the red, not the orange, the red. And this came out. Now, this in Adidas is fantastic. I love this. The combination of the yellow, the marigold here. Of course, it's all marigold in the back there with the yellow, or the yellow. That's the yellow with the red outline up around the top of the neck, and how it separates there and down into the black. This is fantastic. I love this jersey. And of course, the nostalgia from 1994. This is a fabulous jersey. Now, I saw some people that they kind of went crazy over this. And it's one of them things, I didn't even notice it until I heard somebody talk about it. Because on the other ones, on the CCM version of this one, the white part goes all the way over to the end of the S. It doesn't on this one. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick and I can show you the comparison. Now here's the CCM version. As you can see, the white goes all the way to the end of the S. It does not on this one. It's so minor. It's a minor thing, but I saw some Canuck fans go crazy over it. I mean, I just, seeing online, they're like, oh my God, they went crazy. I'm like, why? I mean, even I was like, what's the difference? And then when they pointed it out, saying, well, the white doesn't go all the way to the end of the S, I was literally like, seriously? That's what you're complaining about? Such a minor difference, and it doesn't take away from how nice the jersey is. This is fantastic. And and this, of course, this is another one of their alternates that I've seen. They have a prime green version of this one too. I don't think there's much of any difference between the prime green version and this one, because this is you can see here, this one's the Aero Ready version. And so, I mean, I don't think the prime green version has much difference, but yeah, I mean, this is awesome. And again, I would love to see that late '80s style with the orange instead of the red. Have the orange there, and I would love to see that come out in an Adidas. I think they could make that look fantastic. And it's interesting how people didn't like this back in the day. They only look at that, the plate of spaghetti. They called it the plate of spaghetti. I don't know, whatever. But an awesome logo, awesome jersey, and another one that I'm very, very glad to have in my collection. And again, like I said, I would love to see the late '80s, early '90s version of the marigold, the black and the orange. Have and make the orange version of this one. I would love to see that one in an Adidas. I think that would look fantastic. And yeah, I mean, Adidas, come on, make the orange version of this one. It would look awesome. And last, but certainly not least, I do not have the original version of this one. I kind of wish I did, because that was a really nice jersey. But when the reverse retros came out, the Canucks kind of decided, okay, we're gonna go back to a little throwback style of a jersey of ours, and they went back to their gradient, the gradient style. This is awesome. I love this jersey. This is fantastic. The blue that goes down into the green, and just the color separation there and how they do that. That's fantastic. The green shoulders with the white on it, and I mean, this is one you can't go wrong on. And yeah, this was the reverse retro style from 2001. That's when they had the original gradient jersey. I do not have the original gradient jersey. I really wish I did, but I don't, because that's a fantastic looking jersey too. But this is awesome. This is an awesome looking jersey, and it'll be very interesting to see what exactly they decide to do when the second round of reverse retros come out. Which I don't know if they'll come out like November, December maybe again of later this year, but be interesting to see exactly what they decide to go with on for reverse retro 2.0. But yeah, that's so nice. And again, the logo's fantastic. I with the white there, just the jagged edges, the white jagged edges, looks fantastic. The neckline is great with the white stripe there. It's fantastic. You can't really go wrong. And yeah, so that's my Vancouver Canucks team collection. That's as you can see, I've got a bunch, and they basically go through each era that they've had. The stick and rink, the flying V, oh, that flying V, whoo boy, to the plate of spaghetti version, to the Orca, the going into the Reebok era, when you got they go back to the colors, the original colors, but they've got the name across there to let you know they're from Vancouver. But then they go and they make one little change when Adidas comes in. They drop the word mark. That's all that needed, because it looks fantastic. And then, for the 50th anniversary, they come back with the 1994 style plate of spaghetti, the skate logo. I mean, I get why they call it the plate of spaghetti, but yeah, the skate logo, I mean, even this one, it's an awesome logo. And then, of course, you bring back the sticking rink, and then of course you have the reverse retro, the gradient style of the reverse retro. Looks beautiful, looks fantastic, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do for the second run of reverse retros. Which one they decide to go back to. Never know. Maybe they do make a flying V version for the reverse retro. Who knows what the color combination could be on the main part. What colors would the V be? Never know. It wouldn't surprise me if they went back to that one, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But that's my Vancouver Canuck collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys were able to make it all the way through to the end here. If you were able to, I thank you very much for that. And yeah. Oh, excuse me. But let me know your guys' what is your favorite out of all those? What was your favorite? What's your favorite era? What's your favorite era of the Canucks throughout their 52, 53 year history? What's your favorite one? What is your favorite era? Which one of those do you like best? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. And which one of those would you love to see be made as part of the Reverse Retro 2.0? I'd love to know what you guys think there. And another little shout out, Brendan. I hope hopefully you'll watch this. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. And again, I thank you guys so much for being here, especially if you were able to make it all the way through to the end. And again, if you're new and this is the first video you're seeing, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I can talk. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough hopefully you think I did a good enough job to earn a subscription from you guys. And it would be fantastic. I would greatly appreciate it. I want to have as many hockey fans as I can. Whatever. If you're a hockey fan, come check the channel out. It'd be awesome. It'd be absolutely awesome. I would definitely love it, because this is my passion. This is what I love to talk about. Jerseys, hockey of any way, shape, form, whatever. Just I'm a passionate guy when it comes to hockey. So hopefully you guys, especially if you're new, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. And again, let me know your guys' thoughts. What ones do you think? What one would you like to see come back as the reverse retro? And which one of those is your favorite? Which ones? Which era do you guys like? Do you like the stick and rink? Do you like the flying V? Do you like the Orca? Do you like the skate logo? Which is your favorite era? I'd love to know. And again, I thank you guys so much for being here. And again, if you're new, hit like and subscribe if you like the content. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.